the city outside grows quiet. If you find yourself adrift in a sea of thoughts, I hope my voice can bring you a moment of peace. No matter how your day went right now, dim your screen, close your eyes, and find a comfortable position. Welcome to the Insomnia Hotline. I'm Ashveil. The rest of the night belongs to just you and me. Let's take some calls from tonight's listeners. If your friend keeps harping on the same point, they're clearly seeking your validation. In that case, just join in on the trash talk and give them the emotional support they crave. No wonder you can't sleep. Maybe you find a new job. Grandpa? Little one, it's late. Hurry off to bed. I've got an exclusive playlist that's seen me through countless nights. May the melodious vocals grant you sweet dreams. Do you think you can write anything tonight? Silly child, that was just the anger talking. Your brother knew you didn't mean it. You can't sleep. Want to hear a story? It's about me and an idiot. Who's my buddy? Small-time gangster. Wanted enough cash to get out of the life, a seaside town, and open a cafe. Sunshine, waves, coconuts. That'll be my everyday life. You just keep sleeping in your big old fridge. Yeah, right. With those trigger-happy hands of yours, the coffee would probably taste worse than motor oil. We always bickered like that. Neither of us backing down. Neither of us took it to heart, so there was no need for apologies. Same with your brother. He wouldn't be mad at you, and he certainly wouldn't want to see you beating yourself up. He never made it to retirement. Didn't fall in a gang war, but ran into a sadistic psycho. By the time I got there, it was too late. I swore to him I'd make the killer pay for what they did. And that goes for your brother, too. So, I ask you to do something for me, and for yourself. Let it all out with a good cry. There. Leave the rest to a professional like me. Get a good night's sleep. A city of revelry, where sin is painted in dazzling colors. But this tragedy masquerading as a comedy must have its curtain call. Time to settle the score. I'll collect every last debt. If no one can walk this path to the end, I will. Sleep tight. This nightmare ends here. Oh, then she must be here to kill me. Not here to deliver food and not here to kill me. Strange. Oh, then you must be a client. You are here to hire me for a case. Oh, What did you lose? Interesting. Are you here to join the Phantom Moon Games? Mr. N, stop the voiceover when we're talking business. Yes, but at least throw me a few clues while you work. Between the detective and your assistant, at least one of them should know a thing or two about deduction. Kafka! One of the Interastral Peace Corporation's most wanted fugitives with the highest bounties comes to commission a broke detective who... I have seen plenty of stories like this. So, the next thing would be me getting dragged into a massive conspiracy and forced to run for my life, right? Is nothing private anymore. Whatever, tell me, how did you lose your mask? All right, now let's talk about the commission fee. A true great detective can know a case without ever leaving the room. Or maybe we could discuss the possibility of taking dirty money? 30 million credits? Pay us after the work's done. That roll got made just now. Oh, my dear Mr. N, did you truly want to take dirty money? I have come up with another way to make money. Let me reach out to a certain big shot first. Madam Pearl, I've obtained solid intel. No, I found the trail of the Stellaron Hunters. They are here in plain Arcadia, and they even plan to crash the Phantom Moon Games. I can send you her coordinates quietly, without anyone noticing.
The fanciest games? When your IPC chose to speedrun it, it was fated to be more than just a game of fun. You want me to take part? That is asking a bit much of an old man.
Didn't expect you, the pole, to get me into the tavern. As expected of a detective's assistant. What else can I do? The boys need the money. Credits aren't black or white, they're ones and zeros. Costide. Do him another favor. No paying this one back, huh? Speaking of which, Don Hong. That's a Xianzhou name, isn't it? Where have I heard that name before? It sounds so familiar. So, which of these three is Don Hong? The one with gray hair? That black-haired girl who looks like she's ready to stir up trouble at any moment. No, don't tell me yet. You guess. I know a bit of the Xianzhou language. The word "dun" can mean red. So Don Hong is the lady with red hair, right? TV, newspapers, the internet, it's all fake news. What do you expect me to look at? Nice work, Mr. Wren. They're heading deeper into the tavern. Follow me. Who am I? Well, just a passing detective and his assistant. Have I been asleep too long? Or has humanity sunk so low they don't even care if they turn to monkeys? Hey, Mr. Wren, cut the narration when it's time to fight. Whatever floats your boat. Now, listen up, you three. Put that banana down and walk away, and I'll let bygones be bygones. But if you try anything funny... These folks remember the names. In all my years, I've never seen the names dealing with mimetic viruses. Mr. Wren, I've got to go after them. You won't be able to keep up with me. Just head home and wait for the news. I swear, I won't let the tragedy that happened to you repeat itself in this world. Never heard of them. What was someone from the IPC doing here?
Wouldn't call it an interruption. The mess at Graphia Academy cleared itself up.
But this... Costide. These stylized handprints. We both know what they mean. Bloody Bloom. Only one person ever used that as their calling card. The Herald of Death is back. Executed? Who witnessed it? Was the execution broadcast to the public?
Who can prove he's dead? Who's to say you didn't let him out to rig this entire game?
Mr. Wren, he's no longer with us. Now he's just a body, another nameless casualty buried beneath a headline. People only care about the stars twinkling above, about the epic tales of the eternal conflicts among the cosmos' great figures. Compared to all that, who would mourn a small-time thug from a pet gang? I've been slacking off for far too long. It's time to make a choice. You are right, Miss Pearl.
I'll join the games.
Assuming you still need me, of course. All I have to offer is a heart set on revenge. No. What consoles the dead is only justice.
So, this free? I had a friend who passed away, and he mentioned you before. He told me that if I ever ran into trouble, the kind people at the Research Society would help me. He told me that if I joined the Research Society of Happy Smiles, I could get rid of my suffering forever and be eternally happy. That true? Well, if it isn't the Astral Express's superstar. Of course it's you. Looks like we really were bound to run into each other. I'm here to do my job. Problem is, you've gone and messed up my investigation. Here I was, pretending to be a broke passerby to infiltrate this shady research society. You should have ignored me, but no, you acted like some approachable celebrity waltzing into a supermarket, hijacking my conversation with their recruiter. And with a star like you here, I can't even test the waters anymore. You must have heard about the Sinuish Syndicate killings in Duffbrook, right? The lead I'm following might be connected to this research society of happy smiles. But I'll stop there. Not like you're going to pay for my intel, and none of this is any of your business anyway. Based on your social circle, you wouldn't be talking about the poor IPC sap who was unlucky enough to be there, huh? Planning to avenge him? Sharp eyes, kid. Anyone who messes with someone like you is in for a nasty surprise. Oh, thanks for your concern. Oh, be careful. Been a hot minute since anyone said that to me. Even so, it's my duty to solve the case. Doesn't matter if nobody pays me. I'll still find the killer and exact justice on the spot. A fool I happen to be on fairly good terms with. Revenge killings or turf wars. Wouldn't be unusual for gang members to die like that, but dying at the hands of some psycho who kills for kicks, that I can't accept. No matter where you are in the cosmos, which era, regardless of how civilization evolves, some rules will just never change. Like an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Ashveil, the famous detective. You could say your friend and I are acquainted through past clashes. We did have a bit of a clash of opinions back at the tavern, did we not? Young lady, you're holding a copy of Fluffy Across the Blue, right? Would you mind giving it to me? Oh, I see. Oh, of course. I'm not asking you to give it away for free. I'll pay for it. The retail price is 300 credits. I can pay you 10 times sticker price. 3,000 credits. What do you say? Because it was the last one on the shelves. True. The last item in stock is like the final slice of cake on the plate. The last prey animal on the plains never fails to stir or urge to seize it before anyone else. So, 30,000 credits. How about that? That's my final offer. I'm not exactly rolling in money here. Truth is, I'm actually buying it for that foolish friend of mine. The one who died. Today is his farewell ceremony. I thought I'd buy him his favorite comic to pay my respects. He'd always be rambling on about some raccoon with a baseball bat, and how the journey of the express would never end, that kind of stuff. I heard those stories so many times, it felt like my ears were going to fall off. But, after all that fuss, I completely missed the chance to buy it. Every store around here is sold out. Oh, thank you very much for the comic, young lady. Here's the 30,000 credits. Ooh, as promised. I heard you're the real-life inspirations for the characters. Since you're here, could I perhaps trouble you to sign it? Thank you both. If Kostad could see this from where he is now, I'm sure he'd be smiling down on us. As a token of my gratitude, I'd like to give you a friendly word of caution, kid. I know you plan to target the Herald of Death and cement your heroic image. However, all eyes will be on you during the Phantom Moon Games. On such a public stage, discretion will be wise. Because when the masses see your magnificent miracles and wield your extraordinary power, fear and jealousy could turn their wish power into wish you ill power. Drop in the hat. Forgive the expression, but you get what I mean. So, one of the plans you might have for this Herald of Death? Why not leave the whole messy affair of revenge to someone who couldn't care less about winning or losing? Like me. Just like this comic. I'm dead set on getting him. Well, now, how did I not see this coming? Looks like we're going the same way after all. Hey, Mechatron, what's the plan? Do we hop into your cockpit, or are you gonna give us all a piggyback while you fly over? Whoa! Now that's what I call a custom paint job. Oh. See you around, everyone. As your private detective, I must warn you that a grand exhibition of unprecedented scale would make for a perfect opportunity to reenact the blood-stained games. You actually think they would need my protection with their strength? Don't tell me your extrapolations predict even bigger trouble ahead. Before we talk about payment, let's discuss the Herald of Death. Although the Department of Aberration Defense sealed and destroyed all records of the blood-stained games, I still managed to uncover some unusual leads. After the Herald of Death incident, the victims' families collectively received compensation so massive it could fill any gaping wound. So, I figured maybe we could find some leads by looking into official Plain Arcadia expenditures. But here's the interesting part. This item was nowhere to be found in that year's public financial report. Care to guess whose books this money went through? It was you, the omnipresent IPC. To be precise, it was the IPC's technology department that paid this astronomical compensation. In movies, a big shot like you usually raise a hand right about now, revealing the dark muzzle of a gun. I'm afraid you've learned too much. And bang! That's when the gun goes off. And I, the poor sap who uncovered the truth, am supposed to bite the dust. It's not about the money. Are you trying to buy me off like some poor victim's family? Tell me, why did the technology department pay to sweep this under the rug? I'm not your lackey in Teletron. Tell me the answer. I want the answer. But since you've invited me to finish this game together, sharing intel's a must. No wonder. So, that guy was practically IPC personnel, give or take. That also explains why the technology department shelled out the compensation. Yet, the method behind this latest killing is identical to the one from years ago. If the Herald of Death is truly dead. No wonder you're in such a hurry to end the games. Respect. When I was younger, what I really wanted was to make the IPC fear me. The passage of time's not exactly kind, is it? Deal, Madam Pearl. But I will require one more form of compensation. Whoever this new Herald of Death is, I must deliver justice with my own hands. This time, there won't be any lengthy interrogation.
Thy Skybo above. May you have a pleasant dream.
What's wrong with getting food with just the tap of your finger? Well, don't tell me you want to go back to the days when everyone was starving and at the mercy of the harvest. 2,000 calories are pointless, but just for survival. It's the goals beyond 2,000 calories that define humanity. And the Phantom Moon Games holds up a mirror to humanity, allowing them to see their truest selves. I'm just a detective. Ask me such a profound question again next time, and I'll charge extra. She dumped this hot potato of the Herald of Death on me. Because I have a lead now. I think the key lies in the word copycat. To prevent copycats, you kept the Herald of Death's modus operandi from 15 years ago under wraps. Which means... Detective Kuchiba, I've heard that you've devoted considerable time to researching the crimes from the Phantasmal games. Just a bit of minor deduction. After all, murderers always love to return to the scene of the crime. Isn't it coincidental that you happen to be standing right before my eyes? Yeah. After losing their loved ones in such a cruel way, their hearts were shattered. Many couldn't bear to stay in Dovebrook District and chose to move away. I remember seeing the case files you sent me. They even formed a mutual aid society for the victims. Maybe they have. After all, they go by a new name now. The Research Society of Happy Smiles. Before he died, Costide mentioned that group to me. He said quite a few young people in the gang left without looking back, just to join them. So I thought, maybe we should start by looking into their rivals. I dug a little deeper into them, and found something interesting. Okay. Mr. N dug up something interesting. Have you heard the name of the sponsor behind the Research Society? Her name's Fullwish. Lark's a part of a detective's toolkit, too. Anyway, whether Fullwish is guilty or not, we won't know until we look into her. That's why I asked you here. So what are we waiting for? It's time to drag Dovebrook District's old skeletons out into the light. This place is buzzing. Are they all here waiting for Fullwish to grant their wishes? If money could really accomplish everything, the IPC wouldn't be eyeing this world. My bet, I'm sure that Fullwish wishes the tragedy 15 years ago never happened. Erasing history. Can the laughter really pull it off? That's quite alluring. Have you heard about the noblest worm Aha made godlike? It became the happiest creature in existence. Happy enough to burst apart, leaving no intact body behind. Miss Kochiba, is that a rhetorical question? Or are you fishing for a confession? Consider it a mystery. If I make it to the end, you'll know the answer before Aha does. Daily life here fits like a tailored prison uniform. Wear it too long and you forget what your bones should feel like. Ugh. It's time to break free. Look at these prisoners of routine before us. Fullwish hasn't shown up yet. Let's talk with the members of the Research Society. Maybe we can coax something useful out of them. Hey, did you two hear about the Sinwish Syndicate? Something like that. Still owed their underboss tens of thousands of credits. Looks like it's about time. If the star of the show doesn't show up soon, the crowd's gonna burst with anticipation. To fulfill Aha's wish? She's so far gone, it's hard to make sense of it. So, you were expecting us. Oh. How merciful of you. Though, rumor has it the Research Society of Happy Smiles had a few run-ins with them regarding recruitment, donations, turf. Sounds like plenty of reasons for conflict, don't you think? Whoa, wait, that's not what I said. What's going on? There's something very wrong about this woman. I'll pass. But I've got a feeling we'll meet again.
Sorry. That day will come. But for now, there are more important things I must do.
Nothing. Never mind. Looks like Fullwish is a much slyer fish than expected. The bait was there. But she ignored it. And instead, she stirred up a whirlpool. Huh? Was there something I missed? Well, maybe she has her connections, or maybe she made a lucky guess as one of the victims. Regardless, she's right about one thing. Trying to stop something from spreading today sure is a lot more difficult than 15 years ago. There's something very wrong about that woman. You saw the way she played the crowd, huh? I guarantee you that it had nothing to do with her public speaking skills. She could very well be a supplicant in disguise. Still, this whole run has been smooth to an unbelievable degree. We got our bearings in no time at all. So, let's keep our prized fish in the pond for now. Full Wish is not going anywhere. There were people from all walks of life at the gathering just now. Workers, suits, students, the elderly, and even mechatrons. Judging by their crazed enthusiasm, I highly doubt they'd be willing to testify against Full Wish. But I have my ways. Don't get the wrong idea. I meant an old friend that I spotted at the gathering. By the way, ever watch Daybreak Squadron? It's on Sunday nights at 8. Not me. Mr. N. He watches it. Anyway, come on. Let's go get an autograph from our heroic film star. Shh. Don't interrupt. Not even close. Oh, we're just two grown-up fans of the Daybreak Squadron trying to get an autograph from Big Brother Magnus. Really? Cinderborn, the peacekeeper of our city, vanquisher of evil fiends, is scared of his own fans? Long time no see, Magnus. You heard about what happened with Sinwish Syndicate, I assume. The perpetrator left the same signature as the Herald of Death did 15 years ago. Because that Herald of Death was executed 15 years ago. That's for certain. The Sinwish Syndicate case, on the other hand, has copycat written all over it. And Full Wish is a suspect. If that's what you want, Miss Kuchiba can arrange for it later. For now, I just want to ask you a few questions about the Smiles Society. What about the Sinwish Syndicate then? If I recall correctly, they took care of you once. Old Polwave helped you deal with those relatives. You're in over your head. The new Herald of Death is very dangerous. I doubt a handful of actors like you can achieve anything substantial. What does it matter? If someone's looking for a beating, we'll gladly give it to them. Never expected my first miracle as a supplicant to be teaching thugs. I mean lawful citizens, a lesson on the streets. Let's get this over with then. And if you want to join them too, Magnus, be my guest. Fair warning. I'm out of practice. If you get hurt, that's your problem. There's something seriously wrong with you all. What's the matter, defender of the city? Are you scared? This is the real Phantasmoon Games, Magnus. This is the bloody truth under the mask of the Elations game. 15 years ago, at dusk in this city, the Herald of Death tore people apart, one by one. Did he ever stop to ask even once, is it enough? I know you want to make something out of yourself, like the trailblazer of the Astral Express, and I know you want to catch the new Herald of Death and crush him like a bug, using the same methods he used against the Sinwish Syndicate. But here's the deal. It's not your duty. And the Eonic game sure isn't a TV show where you get to play the hero and save the day. You mentioned a conversion surgery earlier. Are you saying that all society members underwent some kind of unknown modification? That figures. I was wondering why these people looked like they felt no pain at all. Humming along merrily even as they bled. Does this have anything to do with the surgery? Nothing to say? Fine by me. 3 minutes left. That's long enough for me to question them. Time to hurry and get some answers from these people while they're still on the ground. Hey, lackey! Wake up! What the heck happened to these people? So, you haven't had this happiness surgery yet, right? The surgery won't make you stronger, nor will it help you get your revenge. These guys on the floor are proof enough. Remember the hesitation and fear you feel in this moment, Magnus. If people simply erase their perception of fear and pain instead of overcoming them, then those people will never find true strength. Go now. I have some cleaning up to do. These people have all been processed by the Smiles Society. Heck, who knows what method they used. It completely neutralized their ability to feel suffering and despair and gave them bodies like steel, incapable of feeling pain. Say, is this the kind of treatment that the Medical Ethics Committee would approve? Which means Foolish has far more dirty laundry than we initially expected. The idea was to find the Herald of Death with the leads we had. And here we are, going deeper down an increasingly scarier rabbit hole. Are you serious, Kojima? Not a crime. Well, my instinct right now is telling me that this definitely has something to do with the Herald of Death. I'm here to follow my senses and dig up whatever's at the bottom of this. As for evidence, that's your headache. Besides, I don't think we need to turn over every stone to figure it out. If the new Herald of Death and Foolish are connected, we'll be seeing another move soon enough. If I were her, I'd choose the brightest stage possible so this weapon could spread maximum panic. And you are staring right at him. Indeed. The audience is all fired up, waiting to see you work your magic, kid. But you know what? I bet what they really want to see, deep down, is the Daybreak Squadron taking the Astral Express down a peg or two. Well, if it isn't the folks from the Astral Express. Fancy meeting you again. And then there's the one pulling the strings behind the scenes. Foolish. Oh, you know that name. Now this is getting interesting. The good news is your junior is living better than anyone else. She owns TV stations, charity organizations, has a huge business empire, and wields both wealth and power. Oh, as for the bad news, she's probably plotting something for the Phantom Moon Games. And I mean the worst kind of something. My gut tells me that the Sinwish Syndicate massacre, well, and that's probably on her tab too. Long story short, feel free to use me as muscle. No need to be shy about it. Forget about any fantasies of fairness and harmony. From this moment on, the Phantom Moon Games could follow in the footsteps of what happened 15 years ago. Once this battle turns bloody, fear will seep through the screen and become some supplicant's wish power. See, that's the problem with modern society. Good news stays home, while bad news spreads like wildfire. Ooh, I know about this exhibition area, thanks to the comic Miss March gave me. I flipped through it on my way to pay respects to Costide. Even though that volume's story was pretty random and all over the place, it was quite interesting. A group of furry animals took over the Soul Glad soda factory to wake up the other animals in Pentecote. Using Soul Glad as fuel for the Express. Talk about forced product placement. People who have lived in Duffbrook share a special connection. Since you're treating me as an old friend, I don't want to act like some high and mighty adult telling you what you should and shouldn't do. I'll only tell you this. What you're doing right now has already crossed a dangerous line. Whatever orders Foolish gave you, there's still time to turn back if you stop now. Wilhelm, Tiana, Lucius, and you, Magnus. After my heartfelt warning, do you still insist on taking Foolish's side? Like the Herald of Death. What about you, Magnus? You guys are seriously nuts. What did you say?
I offer my blood to consume this vendetta. I offer my heart
to shoot down this injustice. I, lead Hunter Lamancha, call upon you in the name of the Star Hunt Oath. Skyward, gaze upon this broken-legged wolf and steer my hunt toward victory! Shh. Quiet now. It's time for bed. If you are justice, then forgive me for playing the necessary evil. It's no use. They are just creatures that can only react to joy now. Move aside, Magnus. It's best if you just move aside. If I tried to kill them now, will you stop me? Or will you turn a blind eye? A tribute of life unto death. And a debt paid in blood. The Sinwish Syndicate. A gang that once ruled the streets of Dubbrook. They sparked massive turf wars that left many with grievous injuries and racked up charges for robbery, extortion, and a whole laundry list of other crimes. Pullwave and Koss died. They were far from saints. Any good deeds they did in their lifetimes were just like a few pretty soap bubbles floating up from a stagnant pool of filth. Yes, they may have had sins to atone for, but that doesn't justify you murdering them as if they were just toys. This familiar scent. I see. Remember what happened today, Magnus. You may seek revenge anytime. I won't stop you. Glad to see that you're all made of tough stuff. I was just fretting over failing my chaperone duties. Then you're well-informed, Nameless. I'd expected the name to be long forgotten by now. So much for turning over a new leaf. But you mean the esteemed Silvergun Shura and dazzling ninja hero? Of course not. I retired a long time ago. Out of the Rangers I know who are still alive, one sees me as a traitor. The other is prey. And just so we're clear, I want you all to forget the name you just heard. Right here and now, in this world called Plain Arcadia, I am just Detective Ashveil. Instead of obsessing over my identity, or pitying the 3 dead criminals, I advise you to work on a way out of this place first. I've long heard rumors about unsavory things hidden deep beneath the Arcadia. It's strange how the people here can sleep so soundly. I'm afraid that's classified information. Besides, well, I'm simply doing what any professional private investigator would do. Trust my employer. It's time to show us the trinket Pearl gave you, kid. Oh, come on. Didn't Pearl give you a chip? We're in good hands, as long as she can track your location with that thing. That's far enough, kid. My golden principle while working on cases in this world is to keep my curiosity in check and not get involved with matters beyond the case itself, especially things that already look considerably dangerous. However, the thing that slumbers in the deep here does look awfully familiar. Actually, she put one in my pocket too, but I auctioned it online as a souvenir. Thank goodness you kept yours. Otherwise, we'd be done for. We can close the new Herald of Death case. My shadow has devoured the guilty 3 and tasted their sins. They were responsible for the Sinwish Syndicate massacre. Of that, I'm certain. I couldn't find any solid proof of it, but it hardly matters now that the culprits have been executed.
wish.
I'm afraid it's not that simple. We've defeated Full Wish's supplicant, yes. However, all 3 Daybreak warriors were supplicants.
The game?
Those devoured by my shadow can no longer lie nor deceive. All 3 of them had worn the mask before. And what's even more terrifying is, when the shadow devoured them, I caught a taste of something familiar. It was the taste of abundance that I had once devoured as a Galaxy Ranger. Yes, I didn't think this world would go that far. But I was wrong. Living in seclusion dulls one's senses. I should have realized it earlier. Darn it. Indeed, there are old scars and fresh wounds to settle. For the way she toys with life, and the taste of that flesh, Full Wish must be held accountable once and for all. Terribly sorry, Nameless. It was your exhibition and your enemies. And there I was, stealing your spotlight. Curious. I wonder how much wish power my appearance this time accumulates for the mask. Oh, don't be like that. You can tell them that I'm Welt. We already look similar enough. Who knows? And maybe that'll redirect some wish power toward your account instead? We fought side by side in the past, and, well, I know a few faces. But, as they say, the honeymoon phase never lasts. I heard some of theirs were still looking for me before I went into my last cryosleep. I'm counting on you to keep this a secret. Some people want the head on my shoulders, while others want the shadow in my arm. I'm old. I just want some peace and quiet. That's all there is to it. What? Itching to get rid of me already? Well, you're not that hasty, are you? An even greater prey just joined the game. Sure, she could be small fry by your standards, but in terms of viciousness, she might surprise you yet. Before the supplicants go their separate ways, Full Wish is definitely a good hunting target for us to align our goals. Such confidence. Can't help but smile at that. And for some reason, you really remind me of a young man named Tiernan. You nameless bunch just love jumping headfirst into fire pits, don't you? Well, given your skills, would you be interested in joining the Galaxy Rangers? If you're still alive by the time the Phantom Moon Games conclude? Good question. I guess old habits die hard when I see someone with potential. Being a ranger holds little appeal, really. It is a path of loss, suffering, vengeance. In that case, I will take back my words. Young Nameless, may you never have to tread the path of a ranger. You know, I'm not here to be an ornament. Well, lately, I've been on an extremely lucky streak. Be it Full Wish or Magnus, the leads practically gained sentience and came to me one by one. I'm beginning to think you're the one behind it all. You tasked me to investigate the society and protect the Astral Express, which all led to me unleashing my shadow on those people. Just so you can confirm your hypothesis. You had everything planned out since the beginning, hadn't you? Perhaps. But you know, the shadow sealed inside my arm can be very dangerous. Simply removing the nail can cause it to stir and resonate with the fragment and fissure. Had I not kept it under control at that time, the fight would have ended with all of us buried in that bottomless abyss. Is that part of your plans, too? Pearl? You won the bet. You sure know a lot about this. In that case, I will continue to fight for you, my lady. Oh, right. You mentioned several times wanting to replicate the works of Gracia. I don't know much about art, but I was considering that, despite the lack of artistic quality in your strokes when sealing those fissures today, to the people of this world, your creation is just as important as the works of Gracia. Not a single innocent soul was lost on this day because of your protection. Looking back to the ancestral painter of the Cinderth Age, do you truly think she cared about the artistic value of each stroke when she created world and canvas? Tisk. But what do I know? These are just crude observations from an amateur, so pay them no mind. I'll be on my way. I gotta thank nature's gift. The 6.1 billion credits reward has appeared again. Speaking of short-sightedness, no one rivals the Stellaron Hunters, a.k.a. Destiny's slaves, isn't it? You are all fated to march toward the finality, and nothing can stop you. In other words, he can't see the trajectory of your destiny in this world during this mission. I've heard about what befell Emphorius. A war among the eons is now inevitable. Whether it's the IPC or the Express, they are fighting for an uncertain future. And in the world where the elation is the center of attention, there will eventually be more than one eon interfering. Even a Destiny slave would not be able to see the path ahead. Enough of your games. I'd say it's not too late to rename the planet Adlabin. 30 million credits. Pay or die. I ain't your friend. It's been a while, Ying-Shing.
Hello, Mr. Owlbird. I'm afraid I bring some bad news. I've just received an important assignment, and unfortunately, it conflicts with the recording time for our version 4.1 special program. All right, then. Take care of yourself. I'll let you go. Bye. Hello, Mr. Owlbird. Feeling better now? Oh, then, let's cut to the chase. Not a problem. No need for modesty, young lady. The Nameless have earned every bit of that acclaim. Huh? Weren't the Nameless fighting with Supreme Guardian Cacolia to resist the destruction engine? Does the IPC have some kind of misunderstanding about what immersive means? Was it really necessary to flood the entire theater? All of this is awesome. Once it officially opens, I am definitely coming back for a few more bottles. So, Mr. Owlbird, now that we're in the Star Rail Fest fan zone, do you think we might see... you know what? Come on! What else could it be? The hottest comic in plain Arcadia, Fluffy Across the Blue! To think that Colt would actually be willing to attend Star Rail Fest! But that really shows just how powerful the Astral Express's pull is. Hurry. Take me to see them! I have to get a copy of the Fluffy personally signed by Colt! Alright then. Guess I'll have to come back another day. Not quite. I have a friend who's a huge fan of it. A copy signed by the original creator would make the perfect gift. Entertainment Titan really isn't an overstatement. Perlix Corp pioneered an entirely new imagenesis fabrication process. The various mechatrons seen all across Duo-Mention City nowadays are all the work of Perlix Corp. All right, that's plenty of that time for the organizers. And you, young lady, keep your guard up around the IPC, or you'll end up being sold out and helping them count the profits. It's getting late. I've got business to attend to. Catch you later. Oh, thank you. Expert is too generous. I'm just a detective passing by. Thank you. Casework. Protecting clients, smoothing over neighborhood conflicts. Of course, if someone's pet goes missing, or they need someone to impersonate a parent for a school meeting, or even to line up overnight for the latest comic release, they're welcome to come find me at my office. Is it that obvious? I don't see it that way. Star Rail Fest does draw Plain Arcadia's gaze here, sure. But turning attention into wish power is another matter entirely. The stage may be set, yet who takes the lead still depends on individual merit. Very possible. If I wanted to win the games, the smartest move would be to fight on the Trailblazers' home turf and leverage the momentum of the Astral Express for my own advantage. Not all supplicants participate with victory in mind. Some seek power from the mask. Some step in to steer the game and prevent it from going off the rails. And some join simply because they find it entertaining. All of these are valid reasons to compete. But supplicant is only a title. If someone exploits that title to cross moral lines, they cannot and will not be forgiven. I can't rule out that possibility. I'm currently working alongside Agent Kuchiba from the Department of Aberration Defense to investigate the case. We've already made some progress. We discovered that prior to the incident, a group called the Research Society of Happy Smiles had coincidentally recruited a significant number of former members of the Sinwish Syndicate. At the same time, shortly after the incident, the Smile Society announced the Dovebrook District New Life Project. Dovebrook District happens to be the former stronghold of the Sinwish Syndicate. One coincidence, maybe chance, but a chain of them points to deliberate orchestration behind the scenes. Call it an old detective's gut instinct. Either way, I will uncover the truth, deliver justice for the fallen, and ensure the real culprit answers for their crimes. And now, Miss Furbo, it's time for you to reveal your true identity. Exactly. I caught it just now. You called Pearl Director, and your script didn't include any Mechatron product placement at all. That leaves only one conclusion. You absolutely cannot be from Perlix Entertainment, so who are you? I understand now. So that's how it is. Naturally, it comes down to sharp intuition, with just a touch of deduction on top. At the very least, I solved the Juming Artisan Exhibition forgery case myself. Oh, I didn't realize so much time had passed. Hey, I take it I've aged pretty well, huh? A new cryo treatments would do the trick. Okay. I'll quit teasing you, little Furbo. So, what's up next? Yeah, sure. In combat, I select a lucky target to serve as bait. As long as the bait remains in the field, I can reduce the defense of all enemies. If I use my skill on the bait again, it will deal additional damage to the target and restore skill points for the team. After an ally attacks the bait, I will also launch a set number of follow-up attacks against the bait. I like that comparison. In battle, I accumulate stacks of gluttony. After using my ultimate, I can consume gluttony to enhance the hunting power of my follow-up attacks. Wolves are creatures of no retreat. They will not cease their pursuit until every last prey has been slain. It would be better to pretend you never saw it. After all, those who do usually don't get the chance to tell anyone.
I'm just teasing you. By using my technique, I can daze enemies within a certain radius. You see, the reason they are quiet is only because they are sleeping. Don't put me on the spot. I really am just a freelance detective who took on a security job. At least for today. Well, tomorrow, I'll be a professional animal trainer, capable of walking 10 dogs at once. Just a second. Before the program ends, I have a few heartfelt words to share. Our detective agency is rolling out a range of merchandise, including the 100% head-turning famous detective quote t-shirt, the See the Killer clearly magnifying glass, and the tracking and tailing glasses. Great value for money, fair prices for all. What's more, those who hire me for a case will receive a limited edition badge. Interested viewers, please get in touch with my assistant, Mr.